Learn English to Gujarati vocabulary. Prerequisite to.
સાચી હકીકત.
Welcome, brave word explorer. Hey, you're about to learn some very smart sounding English and Gujarati words without falling asleep on page 1. Let us make serious vocabulary a little less serious. Today you will meet 8 useful words: prerequisite, framework condition, premise, context, initial situation, constellation, situation, and facts of the case. In Gujarati, they are
પૂર્વ શરત, રાહત શરત, આધાર વાક્ય, સંદર્ભ, આરંભિક સ્થિતિ, નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ, પરિસ્થિતિ,
and
સાચી હકીકત.
Yes, these are the kinds of words that make you sound clever in meetings, essays, and possibly dramatic courtroom scenes. Your learning goal today. Your mission is simple. Hear the word, imagine the scene, and say it back with confidence. If a word feels long, that just means it wants attention. A prerequisite is something required first. In Gujarati, that is
પૂર્વ શરત.
Think. Before you enter the club, the bouncer says, passport? Ticket? Secret dance move? 1.
પૂર્વ શરત.
Please. A framework condition is a surrounding rule or structural condition. Here it is.
રાહત શરત.
Imagine a giant picture frame around your project saying, you may be creative, but inside this.
રાહત શરત.
My friend. A premise is the basic starting statement of an argument. In Gujarati.
આધાર વાક્ય.
Without it, your argument is like a chair with invisible legs. Context is
સંદર્ભ.
a word without.
સંદર્ભ.
Is like a joke without timing, confusing and slightly tragic. Initial situation is
આરંભિક સ્થિતિ.
this is where things start, before the drama, spreadsheets, or accidental group chat disasters. Constellation is
નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ.
a lovely sky word. Finally, the stars are more organized than our email inboxes. Situation is
પરિસ્થિતિ.
useful when life gets strange and you need a calm word for chaos. Facts of the case is
સાચી હકીકત.
this is the courtroom-style truth, the actual details, not your cousin's dramatic version. Mini-story in a very serious office. Now let us put the words into one ridiculous story, because your brain loves stories almost as much as it loves snacks. On Monday morning, a sleepy team gathered for a project meeting. The manager said, before we begin, we need the.
આરંભિક સ્થિતિ.
Everyone nodded as if they had definitely read the report. Then the intern whispered, also, what is the.
પરિસ્થિતિ.
Right now? Good question. The lawyer in the corner added, and please give me the.
સાચી હકીકત.
Not just dramatic opinions. The philosopher of the office, who had not touched the spreadsheet once, announced, every good plan begins within.
આધાર વાક્ય.
Nobody asked why he was there, but his beard looked trustworthy. Then the project planner said, we must check the.
રાહત શરત.
The whole room became quiet, because rules are never funny until someone forgets them. Finally, the manager smiled and said, basic training is a.
પૂર્વ શરત.
For this work, and every note must be read in.
સંદર્ભ.
At that exact moment, the astronomy-loving accountant looked out the window and shouted, look, a.
નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ.
Exclamation mark single quote. Was that helpful? No. Was it memorable? Absolutely. Useful spoken examples. Let us make the words practical. Repeat the Gujarati terms after each sentence if you want extra power. A passport is a prerequisite for international travel. In Gujarati.
આંતરરાષ્ટ્રીય મુસાફરી માટે પાસપોર્ટ પૂર્વ શરત છે.
We must understand every framework condition before starting. In Gujarati.
શરૂ કરતા પહેલા આપણે દરેક રાહત શરત સમજવી જોઈએ.
The argument starts from a clear premise. In Gujarati.
દલીલ એક સ્પષ્ટ આધાર વાક્યથી શરૂ થાય છે.
The meaning of a word depends on the context. In Gujarati.
શબ્દનો અર્થ સંદર્ભ પર આધાર રાખે છે.
We first look at the initial situation before making a plan. In Gujarati.
યોજના બનાવતા પહેલા અમે આરંભિક સ્થિતિ જોઈએ છીએ.
The constellation was bright in the night sky. In Gujarati.
રાત્રિના આકાશમાં નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ તેજસ્વી હતો.
We must understand the situation first. In Gujarati.
અમે પહેલા પરિસ્થિતિ સમજવી જોઈએ.
The judge examined the facts of the case carefully. In Gujarati.
ન્યાયાધીશે સાચી હકીકત ધ્યાનથી તપાસી.
Fast dialogue drill. Now imagine you are in a meeting where everyone suddenly becomes much more intelligent than usual. Your job is to survive the vocabulary. A. Can I join the course now? B. Only if you meet the.
પૂર્વ શરત.
A. What should we check before approval? B. The.
રાહત શરત.
A. What is your starting assumption? B. My.
આધાર વાક્ય.
A. I do not understand this quote. B. Look at the.
સંદર્ભ.
A. What do we need before planning? B. The.
આરંભિક સ્થિતિ.
A. What pattern do you see among the stars? B. A.
નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ.
A. What is happening here? B. This.
પરિસ્થિતિ.
Is complicated. Judge. What do we need first? Lawyer.
સાચી હકીકત.
Your Honor. Preferably before lunch. Memory tricks that actually stick. Here come the mental shortcuts. They are odd on purpose because normal is often forgettable. 4.
પૂર્વ શરત.
Picture a locked door that opens only after you show the correct paper. First requirement, then action. 4.
રાહત શરત.
Imagine a giant frame around your desk. That frame is the limit, the structure, the framework condition. 4.
આધાર વાક્ય.
Hear the word as base plus sentence, the supporting sentence, the premise. 4.
સંદર્ભ.
Zoom out from one word to the whole paragraph. Bigger picture, better meaning. 4.
આરંભિક સ્થિતિ.
Picture a giant red start button at the beginning of a game. 4.
નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ.
Remember that it is a group of stars making a pattern in the sky. 4.
પરિસ્થિતિ.
Imagine weather changing around you. That changing overall condition is the situation. 4.
સાચી હકીકત.
Picture a courtroom file stamped true facts only. A little dramatic, but effective. Quick quiz time. No pressure. Okay, a tiny bit of pressure. But the fun kind. What is the Gujarati word for prerequisite?
પૂર્વ શરત.
What Gujarati word means context?
સંદર્ભ.
How do you say premise in Gujarati?
આધાર વાક્ય.
What is initial situation in Gujarati?
આરંભિક સ્થિતિ.
Which Gujarati word means situation?
પરિસ્થિતિ.
How do you say constellation in Gujarati?
નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ.
What is framework condition in Gujarati?
રાહત શરત.
And finally, how do you say facts of the case?
સાચી હકીકત.
One final challenge. Let us finish strong. I will give you a situation, and you mentally grab the right word like a vocabulary superhero. Something must be completed before you can begin. That is A.
પૂર્વ શરત.
The project is shaped by outside rules and limits. That is A.
રાહત શરત.
An argument begins from a starting statement. That is in.
આધાર વાક્ય.
You need the bigger picture to understand meaning. That is.
સંદર્ભ.
You describe the starting point before any changes happen. That is.
આરંભિક સ્થિતિ.
You look up and see a pattern of stars. That is A.
નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ.
You want to describe what is going on overall. That is the.
પરિસ્થિતિ.
In court, you want the actual details and truth. That is.
સાચી હકીકત.
Thanks and keep practicing. Nice work. You just trained your brain on some advanced English to Gujarati vocabulary without needing a boring lecture voice. Thank you for learning with me today. Keep practicing.
પૂર્વ શરત. રાહત શરત. આધાર વાક્ય. સંદર્ભ. આરંભિક સ્થિતિ. નક્ષત્ર સમૂહ. પરિસ્થિતિ.
And.
સાચી હકીકત.
Out loud. Repeat them tomorrow, use them in your own sentences, and do not worry if your first try feels clumsy. Practice turns strange words into friendly words.